Welcome to House of Tay. Today we have special guest Alex.
I never
Hi,
got really
Alex.
addicted to weed until
So you are a recovering addict
yes.
from gambling and weed.
Yes.
So
yes.
let's go back to your childhood.
Okay.
Before all the drugs, what's it like for you?
I think like life before gambling, I think was super fun for me. I feel like all addicts have a very similar traits where you're a weed addict, you're a gambling addict, you're a cocaine addict, you're an alcoholic. It's like we need something more. We feel
Always want more.
yeah, we always want more.
Never enough.
Never enough.
Yeah.
Like we feel like something's missing and we have to fill it.
Yeah, fill the
somehow.
void, yeah.
So even before my weed and gambling addiction, I had this void in me. I was always
Since childhood?
yeah, since I was
Okay.
very young.
Okay.
I was very addicted to video games. I mean, now it's not viewed as something so dangerous, but
Yeah.
I was very addicted to video games, the escapism of it.
Yeah.
And then also codependency, very close to my friends all the time, or always having the need to find a girlfriend. I can't stay alone. So I was always an addict since I was a kid. I
You
would
had
say.
the trait of addiction
Yeah.
since you were a child.
Yeah.
So you
definitely.
get easily addicted to things like
Yeah,
video
yeah.
games. So what was the void for you back then? But you didn't realize when you were a child.
Yeah,
But now when you look back, what was it?
I feel like maybe it was like a lack of love. I mean, it was a lack of something. I back then I didn't know because
Yeah.
I just thought this was reality. This is
Yeah.
how life is supposed to be.
You just accepted the life the
Yeah.
way it was.
yeah. Until like I later on grow up and see things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it doesn't have to be this way.
Okay.
I think it was like largely based from like a lack of love from my family. Not that they didn't give me any love.
But you couldn't feel it.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
feel it.
How did you get into weed and gambling? What did you started when you just with the first thing? What was it?
I tried it since I was maybe like 14. I never got really addicted to weed until I went for college in the United States. And that's when I felt really alienated. I didn't feel like I belonged. So I really became like a heavy smoker then. And my addiction started in college. I kind of smoked to forget my problems. I was smoking almost all the time. I
All the
smoked
time.
before going to classes, like just like constantly trying to escape my thinking.
It affects your work, your school.
During, I wouldn't say it affected, but now looking back, definitely. Because in hindsight, it's easier to see the damage it has done. But yeah, I was always in my room. I find myself isolating all the time. After class, I would rush back to my room to smoke. And I was not going to any parties. I wasn't hanging out with friends. I just wanted to go back and smoke weed. When I smoke, I get so comfortable in my house. I get so lazy that I don't want to leave. So it's just when I'm in my house, I just keep smoking. It's like, what is there
And
to
play
do?
games.
Watch TV
Yeah.
or play games, right? So yeah, I'm just in that cycle.
And when did gambling come about?
Come about when I came back to Thailand. First time I started gambling was the first time I was even introduced to the concept of gambling was I was studying in a class and I had one friend who came in class and he was like, oh, I placed a 30,000 baht bet on this basketball team, and within the halftime, so within like an hour, he had already won the bet. So I was just like, wow, he's making the salary that I'm making at that point in 1 hour. And I've been working like, 30 days for my salary and he just did that and he just got it. It's like, what?
Oh.
Yeah, so I was just like, whoa, because like he's making so much money so
Ah.
easily watching sports. And I love sports at that point. So I was like, oh, like I kind of want to try this.
You tried it.
Yeah, so I was like I asked him for the website and then I started gambling really smallly at first. I made like 100 baht bets, 500 baht bets, 1,000 baht bets at first.
Just to try.
Yeah, just to
To
try.
see if you win.
Yeah, just to like, put my feet
Did
in
you
there.
win a lot?
Well, that is like the biggest problem.
Ah.
I think winning is the worst thing that could happen to me. Because yeah, I think like within the first month, I'm not sure when, but I had a really big win. And that like completely got me into this cycle of gambling.
How much was it?
So I turned 3,000 baht into 300,000 baht
Oh my God.
in one day.
One day.
In one day.
Okay.
And to me, like in that moment, I was just like, woo, this is the happiest day of my life. I'm just like super high. This is the best day on my life.
But they work together, gambling and weed.
Yeah, it's a really dangerous combo.
Okay.
When you experience heavy loss, you smoke to forget the pain.
Oh.
And then you forget, you're like, okay.
It helps you with the losses.
Yeah. And with the
Oh.
win, it's like, yay, I feel great. With the loss, I just smoke and forget.
And numb the pain.
And numb the pain. So every day I wake up and I'm ready to gamble again, even though it just damaged me so much.
So what was the biggest money you lost?
Wow. I would say like collectively, I've lost like millions already.
Millions of baht.
Millions of baht, yeah. So I've been
So in
gambling for
general, you lost more than you win.
every win that I've won, I've put it back into gambling and
Ah.
lost.
So it's a vicious cycle.
It is.
What was your rock bottom? Because of weed, or was it because of gambling or crossover?
I think it was because of gambling. I never accepted or admitted that weed was a problem. But with gambling, it was just like I was constantly at rock bottom. It was when I like saw my bank account reach zero. By that time, I've saved up like hundreds of thousands of bahts, you know, and then and it's gone. So by the time I look down at my phone and it's like I only have like 500 baht left, I'm just like, whoa, like what just happened?
What
Kind
happened?
of
Yeah.
that shock, you know. I think the problem with gambling is like every month I'll get like a salary and it'll go up maybe from because I was making like maybe 40,000 baht. It'll go up to maybe 80,000 baht or whatever, but it always comes down to zero. Always, every month. So every month I was broke, even though I was making money. It's like up and down, up and down, up and down. And this has been going on for years.
So how many years was it, the addiction
I would say like in total, like 3 years.
of gambling?
Yeah.
But the weed was never a problem for you. You think looking back, was it affecting you in many negative ways?
It was definitely. But I never thought it was a problem until I later on went to rehab because I was still enjoying it. That's the thing. I was still enjoying weed. I was still like relaxed, laid back. You know, my life is fine.
And you could work as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you were a functional addict.
I mean, I told myself that, but I
Ah.
wasn't really
Not
functional.
functional.
yeah.
In reality, it was not
Yeah,
so
yeah.
functional.
Yeah.
But in your mind, you thought it was okay.
Yeah. I
And
thought
every
it was
day you
okay.
just put on a show to
Yeah.
think that you were okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You told me before, the day before you enter rehab, you were still gambling.
Yeah. I was
So
still
that was the last day.
Yeah, I was still smoking and gambling. So I think like what led me to rehab was, you know, in my addiction, you know, I had become like a compulsive liar.
Yeah.
To cover up my addiction, you know, I would lie to everyone saying, "Oh, I've stopped for 3 months. Oh, you know, I've stopped for whatever." And I've been caught
So do
again and
people
again.
around you know about these addiction?
At first they didn't, but slowly they're seeing signs. But they weren't really sure what's going on. But they knew something was
Was wrong.
Something was off.
Yeah.
Like Alex is different, you know. Alex is quiet. He's not coming to parties anymore. He's not, you know, living the
So
normal
you
life.
isolated
Yeah,
from
yeah.
your friends.
Even when I am physically there, mentally I'm isolated.
You're not there.
Yeah, like
Just
I'm-
like happened to me because
Yeah.
when I was addicted to crystal meth,
Yeah.
all my mind
Yeah.
was just chasing another high.
Yeah.
I was just like not present in the world at all.
Yes.
Like when I go to eat with my friends or shopping,
Yeah.
my mind was trying to find the next hit.
Yes.
So you were
definitely.
like that as
I
well.
was always like that. I would always be constantly checking my phone. You know, what's the score of whatever team, or you know, my mind's always on my phone. I was never present.
So you entered the rehab. So what made you made that decision?
Yeah, because I was constantly lying and constantly being caught. I mean, now I still have like this girlfriend that I'm dating, and I've been constantly lying to her all this time, and she's been catching me again and again. You know, I'm still surprised like how she stuck with me for so
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
You know, I'm so grateful for that because normal people they
She
can't.
loves you.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
loves. I'm so grateful for that because it's so hard to live through, you know, lies again and again and catching them again and again, you know. But that day, you know, I lied to her and she caught me again, and I could see her face, you know. It was like she was just at her limit, you know, and she stormed out of the room, and you know, she wouldn't pick up my calls, and I was just like crying like uncontrollably. I was like, you know, like I want to stop so bad, but I could not. I just know that I couldn't. I don't know why. I just could not control myself.
You
at all.
lost control.
Yeah, I lost control. Like
And you were disconnected with yourself.
yeah, totally. And then I was just like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what to do,
Okay.
you know. So I had like suicide ideation, you know. I mean, I've had like several suicide ideation, thinking about suicide here and there, but it was never like,
Contemplating.
yeah. I had to walk out to like the balcony of my condo, and yeah, that was I was just bawling out. No one understood me. I was so alone.
What were the emotions in your head?
Oh my gosh. Like, so I was just disappointed in myself, how things turn out the way it is. You know, I just couldn't get myself out of this mess. And I thought I had created all this on my own because with gambling, I'm the one placing the bets. You know,
Yeah.
I am the one
No one
taking the hit.
forced
you know?
you to do
Yeah,
it.
it was my body in my
Yeah.
control. I thought I was in control, and why can't I stop it? I was full of disappointment. I was crying, guilt, shame, everything. It was just manic. Every emotion, you know, just like in my head. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it was just like so much emotion, so overwhelming.
Yeah.
Something, you know, told me like, you know, just give it another shot. So at that day, I kind of just like surrendered. You know, I was like, I'm not in control of my life anymore. You know, like I don't want to die. I had this sparking moment that like came into my mind, it's like, I cannot die like this,
Yeah,
you
you
know.
cannot die.
I have to give it one more go, you know. So I came into my room still crying, still like going through all these emotions. But that moment, I think I gave up to like control my addiction and everything. I just surrendered and like, I need help.
I was saved by my mom's credit cards. Many times I hit rock bottom and then she saved me and put me to rehab. Eventually you will find your real rock bottom.
Yeah.
You just keep falling until one point you're like, this has to end.
Yes.
And it has to be
like-
the real end. So how did you find about the rehab?
Yeah, so I mean, like I came into the room and I immediately like went on the internet and like was looking for rehab. I didn't matter where it is, whatever it costs, wherever it is. I'm willing to go to abroad or wherever, you know, just fix me at that point. So I just started looking up rehabs and I found this place called Hope Rehab. Contact them, give them a call, and then yeah, I called them, and then within a week I was in rehab. You know, it happened very fast. Yeah.
So the first day of your rehab was your first day of recovery.
Yes.
And it's now been how many months?
Well, next Monday it'll be 6 months.
Oh,
yeah.
congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wait,
Yeah.
6 months, next Monday, we keep fighting to that day.
Yes, of course. Yes. Very happy.
How did you feel the first day? No gambling, no weed, no substance, no addiction.
I was nervous, but kind of ready.
Yeah.
Because like at that point, I told you I was kind of surrendering. So I was just like, okay, whatever is available, come fix me. Yeah.
Any teachings,
Yeah,
any whatever.
Yeah. Well, at that point, I thought like rehab was gonna fix me. You know,
Yeah.
like, oh, fix me. So I
You know
won't have to
what?
be
My
cured.
first time rehab,
Yeah.
I went to a hospital.
Yeah.
And then it was really bad.
Yeah.
Worst experience of my life.
Mm-mm.
Nothing, no therapy, no
Mm-mm.
nothing. And then I went to Chiang Mai for a resort type of rehab, which is
Mhm.
quite similar to Hope.
Yeah.
But then I was not ready. One part of me wanted to quit,
Yeah.
but another part was like, just get it done.
When I entered rehab, there are people who have been to rehab like 4 or 5 times,
Yeah.
10 times.
You know, I've
you know.
been 16 times.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like I was there for 90 days.
90.
Yeah, so 3
3
months.
months.
Yeah.
Oh my God, for the first time.
Yeah, the first. Actually, I was booked in for a month, so for 30 days,
Yeah.
and then in my 3rd week, I was like, I'm not sure if I leave, if I'm ready.
It's going to be okay.
Yeah, I want this to be my first and last rehab.
Okay.
I was like,
So
okay,
you're determined to
yeah, I'm
quit.
determined to quit.
Yeah.
And I was so sad because like, you know, that was towards the end of the year and there were so many events I had like booked in. Like I have like 4 weddings I had to miss and a family trip and everything that I had planned before I entered rehab. You know, I had to miss my best friend's wedding and all that stuff. But I was like, this is worth it. Like I have one shot, you know, to do this.
So what did you do in the rehab?
They try to focus on 3 things, which is like your physical, your mental and emotional health.
Yeah.
Not getting cured, but helping me find my way into
Yeah,
recovery.
to
I
get
would say.
better.
Yeah. We did like a lot of physical. So my typical day in rehab, I would wake up at 5:30, you know, and have exercise in the morning. It was every day was like the same day.
Just have a routine.
It's the
Yeah.
same routine
Yeah.
every day for like 90 days, you know, where that's like circuits training, you know, high interval training, or you just a walk or badminton or whatever. So we do that, and in the morning we have meditation. So we have a meditation every morning. We have a gratitude circle. We come together. It's like, oh, I'm grateful for this and that. And then after that, we have like a morning class, which runs for like 3 hours. So every day we're learning about different things about addiction. So that's like the mental side of it.
Yeah.
Then so there's a physical side, a mental side, and the emotional sides for me come from a counseling sessions that happens like twice a week with my counselor, and
Yeah.
she's
Counselor, yeah.
and she specializes in CBT.
So can you tell us a bit more about CBT?
Well, I'm not sure if I'm right on this, so quote me if I'm wrong. But usually when I have seen other therapists before, and they tell me, okay, this is wrong with you, A, B, C, D, C.
Yeah.
You gotta go fix.
Dysfunctional.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
they're kind of like, oh, this is wrong, and
Yeah.
go do this, do
Yeah.
this. But CBT is more like question based, so the therapists don't tell you what to do, but they'll pose questions for you to answer, for you to unlock that answer for yourself.
Yeah.
They don't tell you what to do, but they give you questions to think about and process and marinate in your mind. So they'll leave me like 3 questions to think about until the next session, or do some work where I have to talk to myself, you know, write a letter to myself in the past. And, you know, it's more like inner work, I would say. It's not like, oh, fix this or that.
What would you say that helped you the most?
It's a collection of everything. It's hard
Yeah.
to like pinpoint.
Come together,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
You cannot prioritize one thing and not do the others.
Yeah, because I need it all.
Yeah, you
know,
need all.
if I'm missing the physical exercise, then I wouldn't get healed or get the treatment or recovery like this. Also the mental side and emotional side. So I think it all fits in
Come together,
like
yeah.
a puzzle. Yeah.
So would you recommend rehab for people who just wanted to quit?
I would recommend only if you're ready. It's a dangerous thing because I see people being sent to rehab by their families, but they do not want it. So if you don't want
You
it,
have to want it for yourself.
you have to want it for yourself. You have to really want
No
it.
one can force you to
Yeah.
quit anything
And
if you don't
yeah.
want to.
And
Yeah.
I think like you said, you can't be 99% committed.
No, you have 100%.
You need to be 100%
or
committed.
over that.
Yeah, because if you're 99% committed, that 1% is gonna come.
The perception of drugs to the addicts always very close to them, and they must cut the tie from addiction. And you cannot just be like, oh, let's just have it one day and I'll be okay, and the next day I quit. Every day is work.
Yeah. You have to work every day.
And all day.
Yeah.
Every minute.
Yeah. Because I always think like my addiction was almost like a friend.
So now you have a new friend, which is yourself.
Yeah, and well, my new friend is recovery.
Recovery.
Yeah. So it's given me a new life. It's also the worst time in my life, the past 10, 15 years. It has created so much trauma and so much pain for me. But it's also necessary for me in some point, like all the damage that it has done has given me purpose, has given me the strength to now have boundaries for my life, not become a people pleaser.
So it's not that the past would define who you are, but you learn from the mistake you made and the experiences you've been through. So you are the new person today that you kind of more real to the world, Thank you so much today, Alex. A lot of things you say will resonate with people, and I hope they will be helpful. And anyone who would like to heal, we will fight together.
Yes, thank you so much. Bye-bye. If you like this comment, please like, comment, and subscribe to Taylor Srirat channel.